The Faithful Journey's End, Abraham's Beautiful Legacy. Long ago, after many years of traveling and seeing God's miracles, Abraham started a new chapter of his life. Even though he was very old, his heart was still full of hope. He married a kind woman named Keturah. Together they filled Abraham's tent with the sounds of laughter and the joy of new beginnings. Abraham knew that every day was a gift from the Lord. God blessed Abraham and Keturah with many children. They had 6 sons named Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shua. The camp was buzzing with energy as these boys grew up. Abraham watched them play in the golden sands, marveling at how God had made him the father of many nations, just as he had promised long ago under the starlit sky. Abraham was a very wise father. He wanted to make sure all his children were taken care of, but he also had to protect the special promise God made to Isaac. So while he was still alive, Abraham gave many wonderful gifts to his sons from Keturah and sent them to live in the lands to the east. He gave them everything they needed to start their own great families. Even though Abraham loved all his children, he knew that Isaac was the one chosen to carry the great blessing of God. Abraham sat with Isaac and told him stories of the voice of God and the mountain of sacrifice. To show his confidence in God's plan, Abraham gave everything he owned, his flocks, his tents, and his treasures, to his beloved son Isaac. Abraham lived to be 175 years old. That is a very, very long time. He had walked through deserts, spoken with angels, and seen God's faithfulness in every season. He wasn't just old in years, he was old and full of years, which means his heart was satisfied and his soul was at peace with everything he had done. Finally, the time came for Abraham to go home to God. He took his last breath quietly and peacefully. It wasn't a sad ending, but a beautiful graduation. He was gathered to his people, joining his ancestors and his dear Sarah in the presence of the Lord. Abraham's long, faithful journey on earth had come to a perfect close. When the news of Abraham's death spread, something amazing happened. His 2 oldest sons, Isaac and Ishmael, came together. Even though they had lived apart for a long time, they united to honor their father. They met with heavy hearts but shared memories, standing side by side as brothers to say their final goodbyes to the man who raised them. Together, Isaac and Ishmael carried their father to the cave of Machpelah. This was the same sacred place where Abraham had buried Sarah many years before. It was located in a field that Abraham had bought from Ephron the Hittite. In that quiet, cool cave, the brothers carefully laid Abraham to rest beside his wife, in the heart of the land God had promised them. After the funeral, the desert felt very quiet without Abraham's wise voice. But even though Abraham was gone, God's story was just beginning. The promise didn't die with Abraham. Isaac stood in the vast field, looking at the same stars his father once counted, knowing that the God of Abraham was now his God too, and he would never leave him. The Bible tells us that after Abraham died, God stayed true to his word and blessed Isaac. Isaac went to live near a special well called Bir Lahai Roi, which means, the well of the living one who sees me. Just as God saw Abraham, he was watching over Isaac, ready to lead the next generation on a wonderful adventure of faith.